Dear learners, welcome back to SWAYAM program on information technology applications in libraries. Now we are going to discuss on digital repositories, types, initiatives and their roles. Dear learners, this is today's agenda. We are going to discuss what is a digital repository and the content to be included in the digital repository and various softwares that can be used to develop a digital repository for institutions and organizations. Types of digital repository, including institutional repositories, subject repositories, data repositories, cultural heritage repositories, educational repositories, multimedia repositories, and their roles in detail. So now let us discuss what is a digital repository. A digital repository is an organized and managed digital platform designed to collect, store, preserve, and provide access to a wide range of digital resources. These repositories are essential for ensuring the longevity, accessibility, and discoverability of valuable digital content, including research papers, datasets, multimedia, cultural artifacts, and educational materials. Digital repositories have become critical in the digital age, offering institutions, researchers, and organizations the means to manage their digital assets systematically. They support knowledge dissemination, foster collaboration, and align with the open access principles, making information freely available to users worldwide. Beyond serving as simple storage systems, digital repositories enhance the retrieval and preservation of content through metadata standards, interoperability, and long-term archival capabilities. Digital repositories promote innovation, transparency, and the sharing of knowledge, thereby playing a pivotal role in advancing scholarship and preserving human heritage in the digital world. Dear learners, now let us discuss what are different contents to be included in digital repository. The digital repositories like institutional repositories, we can include thesis and dissertations, research articles and preprints, conference papers, conference proceedings, and the presentation in the conferences, administrative documents, reports, policies, data sets, etc. We can include in the institutional repositories. And the subject-based repositories, you can say discipline like specific research papers and articles related to that particular subject. And different domains like specific data sets and technical reports, preprints and postprints tailored to the subject of that particular repository. And the data repository, we will have the raw data and the processed research data, the experimental data sets and the survey results, statistical data and the models, and metadata and the data documentation. The cultural heritage repositories, we will be having the historical manuscripts, rare books, digital image of artifacts, sculptures and the paintings, archival documents and the records, video and audio recordings you can find in the cultural heritage repositories. Education repositories, you can say teaching and learning materials, open educational resources, OER, multimedia educational tools and simulations, textbooks and courseware can be added in the educational repositories. As far as multimedia repository is concerned, we will be having the digital videos, audios, audio recordings, podcast, high resolution images and photographs, interactive media animations and 3D models, etc. will be available in the multimedia repositories. Now we are going to discuss on what are the different digital repository softwares. There are a number of open source softwares are available for developing and running digital repositories, such as Invino, DSpace, ePrints, Fedora, and Greenstone. Okay, these are the major softwares, detailed library software they can be used to develop a digital repositories. We will find that there are 6 types of digital repositories. One is educational repositories, subject-based repositories, data repositories, cultural heritage repositories, education repositories, and multimedia repositories. Now let us discuss what are the different, what is this repositories and what is their major roles they're playing for the upliftment and advancement of society, and some examples of all these repositories. Institutional repositories. Institutional repositories are digital collections managed by academic or research institutions. They typically host scholarly outputs such as research papers, theses, dissertations, datasets, and other institutional documents. The primary goal of institutional repository is to preserve and disseminate the intellectual output of the institution and make it freely available to the public or specific communities. What are the role of institutional repositories? The main role is to promote open access to research. What are the different roles of institutional repositories? The first and foremost role of any institutional repository is to promote open access of research, act as a centralized platform for preserving and sharing academic work, promote visibility and discoverability of institutional research, facilitates compliance with funding agency mandates for open access. Institutional repository can include various types of materials like thesis, paper, datasets, and multimedia. The examples of institutional repositories are: one is Shodhganga. Shodhganga is a digital repository set up for submission of electronic versions of thesis and dissertations by students, research scholars in universities in India, and make them available in open access to the worldwide academic community in response to the UGC notification. Responsibility of maintaining the digital repository of electronic thesis and dissertations (ETD) is assigned to the Infinet Center at Ahmedabad. Shodhganga is set up using DSpace, an open source software that uses internationally recognized protocols and interoperability standards. Another example of institutional repository is Shodh Bhagirathi. Shodh Bhagirathi is an open access institutional repository of thesis and dissertations of Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. It is an online platform for digital preservation and dissemination of research output of the institute. It holds more than 13,000 read-only full text of thesis and dissertations of IIT Roorkee for reference purpose. Presently, it contains all the available thesis and dissertations of the institute since the beginning till 2013. The digitization and uploading of remaining collections of thesis and dissertations submitted after 2013 is in progress. This repository is running on DSpace, an open source software platform, and facilitates its users with advanced searching browsing options. The collection of the Shodh Bhagirathi are listed department-wise, then by document type. It can be searched for title, author, year, keyword, etc. And now let us discuss about what is subject-based repositories. Subject-based repositories focus on specific fields or study or disciplines. These repositories provide a centralized access point for research outputs within a particular subject area, promoting collaboration and knowledge exchange among researchers in that domain. What are the role of subject-based repositories? This will curate collections of research outputs based on specific academic disciplines, like archive of physics and med-archive of medicine. Open access to scholarly work within the subject area, and it will provide the enhanced discoverability. Another role is to provide enhanced discoverability through discipline-specific metadata, and also to provide preprints, journal articles, datasets, and other research artifacts. And it facilitates collaboration among researchers and institutions within the same subject area. There are some examples. We'll find the example of subject-based repositories. Archive. The archive.org, you will be finding this is an open access repository of electronic preprints approved for publication after moderation but before peer review. It was established in the year 1991 by a physicist named Paul Ginspark. It originally focused on the physics but also since expanded to include fields like computer science, mathematics, quantitative biology, quantitative finance, statistics, electrical engineering, and economics. Another example of a subject-based repository is medRxiv. medRxiv is a free online repository for health science preprints launched in June 2019. It focuses on sharing preliminary research in medicine, clinical research, and public health. It is similar to Archive, but specifically cater to the medical and healthcare communities. It is managed by Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, BMJ, and Yale University. Another type of repositories, data repositories. Data repository are digitized platforms that store and manage research data sets. They support the sharing, archiving, and reuse of data, which is critical aspects of modern scientific research. These repositories often provide metadata and tools for citation, ensuring data is easily discoverable and can be linked for publication. The role of data repositories is it is providing a centralized storage for raw data and processed data sets of research, and it will support for various type of data like quantitative, qualitative, and geospatial, and it facilitates open access to data for reproducibility and verification. The integration with the research and publication and the citation system will be much helpful for the researchers for the literature search, and it will also support for versioning the data integrity, and it is a tool for sharing metadata creation and access control. Examples of data repositories: a National Data Repository (NDR). The National Data Repository is an initiative by Government of India under the Directorate of General Hydrocarbons. It has been operational since 28th July 2017. Below are the data that is being stored in the NDR. We will find seismic data, well and log data, spatial data, other GNG data like drilling, reservoir, production, geological, gravity and magnetic, etc., reports and documents. So these are the content that is available in the National Data Repository. You can access the National Data Repository by typing URL https://ndrdgh.gov.in/ndr. Another example of data repository is Open Government Data Portal. This is the Open Government Data Portal designed, developed and hosted by National Informatics Center, NIC, a premier ICT organization of the Government of India under the aegis of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. You will be able to find the data repository by typing URL https://www.data.gov.in. Another kind of data repository is cultural heritage repositories. Cultural heritage repositories are specialized platforms for the preservation and sharing of cultural artifacts such as historical documents, artworks, manuscripts, and recordings. The repositories play an essential role in the conservation of cultural heritage and make valuable resources available to scholars, educators, and the public. What are the different role of cultural repositories? They generally focus on preserving and digitizing the cultural and historical materials. It includes manuscripts, photographs, artworks, audiovisual material, and more. It ensures long-term preservation of heritage items through digital storage. It provides open or controlled access for researchers, education, and the public. It incorporates high-quality metadata in effective discovery and use. It is also having the collaboration with museums, archives, and library collections to disseminate and preserve more content, more heritage content. The examples of cultural heritage repositories are TKDL, the Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, is a pioneering initiative by India to protect traditional medicinal knowledge and uh, prevent its misappropriation in international patent offices. Traditional knowledge is a valuable asset for local communities, but is vulnerable to exploitation. So you will be finding more details about the uh, this cultural heritage repository at the website of TKDL. Next one is cultural heritage repository. The cultural heritage repository by the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts is an initiative designed to preserve and make accessible India's cultural heritage with a particular focus on the Hindi speaking region. Okay, you will be having more details about this cultural heritage repository from the website of IGNCA, https ignca.gov.in. Another kind of digital repositories, educational repositories. Education repositories store and share educational resources such as lesson plans, teaching materials, textbooks, and instructional videos. These repositories serve educators and learners, providing resources to enhance teaching and learning experience. The role of education repositories includes store and share educational resources like curricula, lesson plan, multimedia content, etc. And to promote open educational resources, OER, for broader access to learning materials and facilitate the sharing of teaching best practices and educational research. Another role is to provide tools for educators to upload, organize, and categorize the resources and support various file types including text, images, video, and interactive content, and having a collaboration with platforms like online learning platforms and MOOCs. These are the major roles of education repositories. Now let us discuss what are the important education repositories, what we can see. This is MIT OpenCourseware. The MIT OpenCourseware OCW platform offers free access to wide range of course materials from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, USA. It aims to make high quality educational resources accessible to anyone, anywhere, enhancing learning opportunities globally. Another example of education repository is eGyanKosh. eGyanKosh is a digital repository developed by Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNOU. It serves as a platform to preserve, organize, and disseminate the university's learning materials, research outputs, and other academic resources to its learners. Another repository is multimedia repositories. Multimedia repositories are digital platforms for storing and sharing multimedia content such as videos, audio files, images, and animations. These repositories support access, distribution, and preservation of multimedia resources for various purposes, including education, research, and entertainment. The important role of multimedia repositories are store multimedia content in various formats like video, audio, and images, and provide easy access for users to view, download, and share this multimedia contents. Support for streaming, downloading, or embedding multimedia integration with metadata for effective discovery. And this multimedia repository is having the features such as tagging, comments, and versioning that facilitate content management. And this multimedia repository is generally used by educational institutions, museums, and entertainment industries for its students and learners. The example of multimedia repositories include Internet Archive. Internet Archive is a non-profit library of millions of free text, movie, software, music, websites, and more. It provides free access to researchers, historians, scholars, people with print disabilities, and in the general public. Its mission is to provide universal access to all knowledge. It began in 1996 by archiving the internet itself, a medium that was just beginning to grow in use. You'll be able to access this internet archive by the URL https archive.org. So, dear learners, we can conclude that digital repositories are powerful tools that facilitate the preservation, dissemination, and accessibility of an institution's intellectual output. By enabling open access to theses, dissertations, research papers, and other cultural artifacts or other academic content, will enhance the global visibility and foster knowledge sharing within the academic community. It plays a crucial role in supporting the open access movement, promoting research transparency, and preventing duplication efforts. So, thank you very much, dear learners, for your patience listening. And we will be meeting with another topic in the next class. Till then, goodbye.